I just woke up.
All right. Hello and welcome to Real Talk 100. I'm your host, Joyce Spencer Mintz, and my co-host, Miss Rosemary Carter. All right, we're here taking care of a little business tonight on Real Talk 100. We're always happy when you join us, and we know you're going to watch the replay if you're not here tonight. We have some other guests that are invited. We're hoping they'll come in. As usual, when we start the show, we always give the disclaimer you have the right to agree or disagree with anything that we say here. We're still going to love you, and we hope you still love us too. So, I sent out a couple of subjects, and hopefully, people have read what the conversations are going to be about and not totally. I just had a couple of questions that I really want to ask tonight, and I'm hoping that people would chime in and respond to our topics tonight. It's always a pleasure to get feedback from what we're doing. I also want to remind you about our fundraiser, our community event and fundraiser, because we're asking you to make a donation. Help us help the community. We are doing a fun filled day on 2946 Ivy Street. At New Unity Missionary Baptist Church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm going to have to throw that pitch out there. Follow us on Facebook. You can also follow us on YouTube. My Daughter's House Incorporated is our nonprofit organization, and we are going to be doing a backpack giveaway, some personal items, information, resources for people in need that may not be able to get to where they need to be to get those resources or the information that they need. And so we're glad to be there to help that in the community. So, guys, if you want to contribute to that, just go on my Facebook, Joyce Spencer Mintz, and also Joyce Spencer. Make a contribution. Send some ink pens, some pencils, some backpacks, whatever you want to send. We're more than happy to have monetary donations as well. I will put up the information here, and it's also all over the Facebook, our website, www.mydaughtershouse2.com. All right, with all that being said, we need to jump on into this conversation. And Miss Rose, I'm going to go ahead and let you say something tonight and welcome in our people as well while I'm putting up some information.
Well, I just I don't know what the topics are, but I will say oh, thank you for having me here this week. Um, Hello, Mel. How you doing, cousin?
Hello, family.
uh,
How are y'all doing?
I'm doing a little bit better. I still need these. I'm happy today. I got a little relief. It has been a rough week, but thank God I made it through. But I just want to say welcome to everybody. Same uh, with the nonprofits, and also wanted to make sure that um, tonight just do a special prayer for people who have been through loss, and also people who have been through surgeries, and people who are going through a lack of stuff. It's been a rough week, and Lord have mercy. I'm gonna keep pressing on. But welcome everybody.
Welcome, welcome, world.
Awesome. All right, Mel, you welcome the folks tonight too.
Huh?
All right, we're going to welcome people as well. So we thank you for joining in tonight, all the way from, is it
Fort
Fort
Worth.
Worth,
Dallas?
Texas.
Fort Worth,
Fort
Texas.
Worth.
Because I know it's hot down there.
That's
Okay,
why. That's why I'm in my room up under this AC and this fan.
absolutely.
Look,
So y'all know what we're going to try to, we all got a fan going on or something. So if you haven't heard the services, we'll just mute um and if you're talking or and if you're not, we'll try to. But then if you don't, I'm not even gonna say that because y'all know when we do that, sometimes we end up with blank spots in our recording because the mute doesn't come back on. So right now, I think we have great connection going on. I
Is something
hope.
wrong with mine?
Can hear you
No,
fine and
no.
clear. I can hear Auntie fine and clear too.
I can hear.
Awesome.
I can hear everybody.
So, guys, tonight, y'all know I got a couple of things we're going to talk about. So, I posted in our description tonight. We're going to talk about this choice of school.
Choice of
Did you
what?
all have you all been paying attention to some of the information being provided about the private school sectors, the vouchers for schools, the money, and the parents being able to choose the school their child goes to?
Huh? You always get soft
Have
at the
you,
end of your sentence. Just what you say?
have you been paying attention to the conversation?
Uh-oh.
I'm just thinking that. Like, oh shoot.
Now you back now.
So, they were announcing today about the school of choice, and
Yeah.
I want to know where people stand on that because,
Yeah,
you yay
on the
or nay.
podcast real fast. Do it gotta be done right at this moment?
Uh-oh, mute Mel.
Y'all
Co-host,
keep talking. I gotta go take care of
put
something
your,
real fast.
put your
I'll
mute
be right
on.
back.
All
Put
right.
my mute on. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
You know you can
Awesome.
mute it. You know you
Okay, guys, that's the technology, and we love it. Okay, you can dot out and dot back in. See,
Well,
anything happens here on Real Talk 100. Go ahead.
I didn't hear. I didn't hear about it. But like I said before, I am on my last year of all of this going on. I think we were celebrating earlier this week about how it's all over, how we come around to being, and this week to the end of the road.
Yes, honey, yes.
Because I know that for one thing, with me during their whole life, I have always moved according to the school system. And I have always, where I lived at has always been according to what school they would go to. And and I purposely moved. If I would move from one place to another, it would always be where they wouldn't have to change their school system. But I think Jeremiah had to change his school system once or twice. But like middle school and high school, he kept the same. He remained in the same system, in the same school. I think our mom switched maybe in kindergarten or first grade. But I mean, the choice of school, I feel like it should have been something they should have offered anyway.
Well, I'll tell you, um, I'm grateful that I don't have to rear children of this day and age. And I pray all the time for people that do. Because with the system and the way things have been changing and it's been so up and down, it is no wonder that the children are so confused in a lot of ways about which way to go. What should they do? Should I go to college? Should I not? Stay in school, go to alternative school. It's so much going on and so many different, I want to say options that they put before them, but it's really not. It's the choices that they are making, and it seems like where they're giving you the choice to make that choice, but actually the decision has already been made, because some people won't be able to transport their children to the other side of town, or um, buy uniforms every day, whatever the criteria may be. There may be a level of people and an income level that, even though you are saying the vouchers, you're giving vouchers for schools, it may not be prevalent for other people or conducive for them to even get their child there. I think it takes away a lot from the public schools when you do that, because then the funding that is meant for public schools are now being put into academies and private schools and these, schools of choice, as they want to call it. But
Here,
really, it's
here,
not.
yeah. Because here's my thing. Those who could afford to make those changes
Mhm.
with the children going to these type of schools and things like that, they've already done the things that they could do. But here's the thing, they put it out to the public. So it's like this. It's like saying, well, it's like telling me that they have $1 million for me in Oklahoma, and it's mine if I can get to it.
Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
you can't
Good
you can't tell
scenario.
me. Yeah, but if I ain't there,
Mhm.
then if I don't come and get it, then it'll still be there. But if I don't come and get it, then like they can allocate the funds elsewhere. They can't say they didn't tell me that it was there.
Right,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? That's what that is. That's kind of
Yeah.
like, well, we don't let you know because legally we have to. But we know that you ain't gonna be able to make it. But we're gonna make it difficult for you to get there. So that's what. But you know how I feel about coming from a state, growing up and going to school in a state where I could go to school where I wanted to anyway. Just so happened that um I was already in good education system. How do I recognize that? Is because a lot of people from where I'm from are down here teaching my children. So therefore, I feel like yeah, I think I mean plus I mean it depends on the state also. But with this
Mhm.
foolishness around here, you know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about how they offer, college to kids who are, more higher income and things like that. You don't see army
Mhm.
recruits walking around their school. But in schools with kids with lower income, you can see a whole bunch of army recruiters stopping them while they walk down the hallway. You could do this, posters
Mhm.
up all over the board. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't teach your kids that there are alternative ways that you can go about life than you laying
Mhm.
down your life for something.
Mhm.
If you want to join the military, wonderful. But if it's something you're reluctant to do and you're just doing it so you can go to school and have a means to make a way in life, please trust and believe there are whole millions of other people who are not in the military and have made a way in life. And it was never on their mind to join the military. Um, but with plus, with like a lot of these charter schools and private schools, you know what I'm saying? They already have a selection of who they want in there. And people who can afford to be there,
Yeah.
they are there. And people who can't, they're not there. They're not making any special provisions. They're not going into, if that was the case, they would be going into public schools and looking for kids who score high. You know what I'm saying? Looking for exceptional children, who stand out more, and then recruiting them to come to their private schools so they can personally, make sure that they go further in their education. But they don't do that. So that right there, the whole making a big deal about the school choice thing, that's just that's just pulling the rabbit out of the hat distraction from what the real
Yeah.
thing is.
Mhm. So I tell you, when we talk about schools, and I think may drive a lot of parents back into homeschooling their kids. Um, you know, prior to and before, the pandemic and things, and children, they went home, and that's where they were learning from. And I think everybody has gotten kind of comfortable in some of those zones that, with everything that transpired after everybody came back outside, the teachers are in fear of going to the classroom. I'm not sure what the whole case is, because it's been a while since I've had to be in the classroom with children. But I do think that after everyone got used to being at home and teaching on a level of comfortability, because I know some parents had to struggle trying to navigate those children in different grades from home on computers and making sure they were getting the homework done and the assignments and trying to communicate with different teachers. Perhaps they got a little relaxed too. And maybe it's not so much of the fear of what the children are doing now as to everybody got comfortable being at home. And I like working from home.
Comfort,
We should
comfortable,
just call the truth. And
right?
when they say, well, it's a shortage of teachers in the school. Well, maybe they just got comfortable staying at home and decided they didn't want to come back to them.
Especially when you have these people who are at war books being with the books and literature like James Baldwin and Toni Morrison and Ta-Nehisi Coates. Pretty
Mm-hmm.
much most of the black and brown authors who
Mm-hmm.
write also history into books. You
Mm-hmm.
know that too. But my thing has always been, you send your kids to school to get a certain training, but you teach your kids at home. You know what I'm saying? I think that school. I've always
Absolutely.
looked at school as just a way to learn how to get along with the socially in life. They start socializing from the time they hit daycare, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's how I looked at school. And I've always seen it like when they get home is where my teaching starts, because I know they're not going to tell my children what it is they need to know. Um, you know what I'm saying? And if you're the type of parent who also is not going to tell your children what it is they need to know, then your kids will be left behind. And I'm not just talking about on a race thing, but teaching them pride where they come from. You got some teachers, and coming up, there are teachers who you would tell them that you wanted to do this, do that, and they'd always talk you down. Well, you can't really be that. Who are you talking to? Because I've had a few of those
Well,
teachers
as
who,
they used to say, because I've heard teachers say, realistic goals.
right. And they mean for what they think you should be. And I used to tell
Mm-hmm.
people all the time, and it usually would be a substitute teacher, not always so. But did you aspire to be a substitute? Is that what we doing? And don't come at me. I think because coming up, because when I went, I think when I started out, when I first started going to school, what was it? I
Mm-hmm.
did Edgewood, those kindergarten. So I learned. But next was I went out there to Lincoln Park, which wasn't that many of us is out. But I do believe, is your phone on Do Not Disturb?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Mm-mm. No, it is
Oh,
not. It was a note. Somebody's beeping in for the I think they're coming into the studio.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I used to,
Continue on.
but then when I went downtown to Roosevelt School, I learned more things about, my Black history and things like that. So, me, anybody
Mm-hmm.
who know me, I'm slightly militant. And and that woke something up in me because I'm kind of nosy and I don't like not knowing what it is I should know. You know? What
Okay,
you mean, Casey?
speaking of being nosy and what it is you're supposed to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just want to say for the record on day one that we called it what it was.
Oh, here we
And
go.
I'm gonna say now that we on day whatever day. I heard something interesting and I told my husband, I said, looks like somebody's going to jail.
Somebody going to jail.
So we already knew the similarities in the two cases that have been over the news. Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna say what I gotta
Okay.
say. You go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But then I saw So yesterday, before they passed down the judgment on this one, that the 11-year-old who thought it was
Oh,
funny and she
yes.
okay. The
Oh,
moment that happened, I knew
she
Kyrie
going to
was
jail.
going to jail.
You going to jail. If
Come on.
they locking up pigmentally challenged little girls in Florida and putting them in handcuffs on cameras, surely, ma'am, you are going to jail in Alabama. I don't want to. I ain't gonna go two
But
ways about it.
I want to say this. I want to say this. They didn't lock her
Rightfully,
up.
she should go.
Yeah,
Oh no,
they
she
put
went
the
to.
cuffs on her.
Oh, she went to she went to juvenile detention center because I watched it further and the news company was standing outside of the juvenile detention center uh waiting on her to bring her tail out. Oh, she
Yeah,
went
they
in.
gave her a full ride and experience of what it was.
Yeah, and she's still in trouble because they had to use
Mhm,
aircraft. They had to, well,
mhm.
she had those people for an hour.
Mhm.
She was on the phone with them, telling them, I'm still behind them, things like that for an hour. They didn't dispatch the helicopters. They got three
Uh-huh.
different law enforcement companies involved. And just so
Okay.
happened that they was trying to find where she was so they could pinpoint. So they pinged her phone and they found out she at the house at her mama house. And so they all showed up to her
What
mama
are
house.
we doing? So what are we
Right.
doing now?
And,
Because you know,
and Carly, we blame you. Just we blame you for this.
okay, so I want to say that my heart go out to the parents, to all the people involved, because anytime you hear that somebody is missing, um, it is no joke. And
Yes.
you know, just like the young lady that just showed up after 4 years of being gone.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All the
Okay,
people who could have been looking for her.
okay.
The resources that could
Every
have been
time
used.
you,
Right. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I mean, I thought about that. And she get out and she got to see this foolishness that this is why. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. And of course, we ain't
It's
gonna forget she was a little brown girl. So we not gonna, you know what I'm saying? We not gonna sleep on that fact.
no,
But the little girl, the
but
11-year-old, said that she was following behind a car that had kidnapped her friend. That's what
mm-hmm,
she said. Yeah. She didn't say she was
uh-huh,
kidnapped. She said she was following
mm-hmm,
behind. She was in a blue Jeep.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
She
oh,
gave full descriptions of a whole lot of stuff. And to
right.
be 11 years old, yeah, she should have took that ride. And um, I'm not saying that we do, I'm not saying that I'm the judge or the juror, but I am saying that um, these young people have to understand, young or old, you have to understand the problems you cause when you do stuff like this. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's just, when I tell people all the time, for a period of time we used to have where women were jumping out the bushes, and every time someone said hi, they holler rape. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and say it out loud. But they would, then there would be men or incarcerated, or a lot of stuff going on in the legal system, tying up a lot of court time. Um, because for a minute there, it got real crazy. I even go back to how about the stuff they put up, or okay, y'all know this real talk. Y'all know we just have to say it like it is. So I'm gonna say it like it is. I advocate for women, and I love doing exactly what we do, standing up for women and their rights and helping women in distress. And this is my thing right here. When you cry wolf and you cried out loud, you put a shadow over the women who really, really do need help. you put a
Right.
shadow over people's protection that people should be able to get. Because now, every time somebody says somebody missing, how much longer are they going to have to wait for law enforcement to take action? How much longer are they going to have to wait for the system to push that information through? I see more and more every day, less and less of the Amber Alert system being exercised, because how many people are pushing the button because you had a fight with your baby daddy and he came up there and took his baby, and then you don't holler the call, it's Amber Alert. Okay, let's stop playing with the resources that are provided to protect people. Now
Yes.
go on, Rose, because you know I'll get on
Well, the
10.
thing
So I'm
is,
going down to 5. Go no.
another thing with the one in Florida, the little girl, that police officer said that was their third one that week, of them having to call in SWAT to assist. That was a prank, and there by then they was
Mm-hmm.
tired. So
Yeah.
these people out here who playing little dumb games, they're getting the dumb prizes, and winning all the dumb prizes. I hope they get every last dumb prize. I hope they get first place. And wherever they at, I hope you get first place, because when that little girl came home after 4 years and to find out nobody was
Mm-hmm.
looking for her, and it ain't even just about black and brown, because really they wouldn't have looked for Carly either if she wasn't from the area code she was from. So we're not gonna do that, because it was really about money. And I saw where the little girl came out of, and her area code looked nice too. So I'm not gonna even go there. Y'all wouldn't have think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't even know about the little girl that was missing for 4 years. Why? Because her parents probably didn't have that much money. You know what I'm saying? And it just
Well,
is
I'm
what it
gonna
is.
say, and I'm just gonna say that parents better start keeping better eye on their children, because number one, if your child got that much time on her hand at 11 years old, then she could call the police and make a fictitious missing report, missing persons report, and lead the police on a full blown trail
Hour
of
long.
chasing after a car. Where was y'all? That's my question.
Why would
Where were you?
where you got where's
See,
y'all letting these
I'm
little
nosy.
girls? Right, you know how we grew up. You don't keep the door closed
You know,
around here. You just
ain't no door closing in my house, and you better be in the bathroom using it or something. But we have open door policy. And the thing is, all of this, close my door and this my business. I'm gonna need some of y'all parents to get some backbone up in here. Okay? Stop letting your children run the house. This
ain't
is
nobody got
just
no business.
it's all the way over the top. Cause at 11 years old, she should have been in there playing with some dolls or reading a book or writing a letter or kikiing with one of her friends. But instead, she on the phone leading police officers and law enforcement on a rabbit trail. And
SWAT
I
team,
hope we
helicopters.
let her come home. See, let me tell y'all something else. You know, the 911, yeah, telling these kids they could call 911, their parents can't whoop them. See, if she had some of those spankers early in life, maybe she wouldn't have been doing that at 11 years old. Yeah, I said it. Go ahead, girl, because I'm on TV.
Ain't nothing wrong with the right of correction. Nobody said to
Okay,
be nobody said to be
okay.
back here.
Everybody said
Nobody
abuse
said.
your child. But I am saying correction is good for the soul. And a lot of times y'all think that, oh, well, I don't want to this and I don't want to that. And you don't want to be the mean parent? Well, guess what? Somebody has to take that position. And it's not about you being mean. It's about you adding structure to their life. Because if you let them keep running rampant and doing what they do when they're young, this is the result. Then they get older and everything they see, they think they can do. Now, she proclaimed she learned that on the YouTube. But guess what? Where was y'all when she had all that time to watch YouTube?
She didn't learn that on YouTube. She lied. She
Okay.
They don't even let you talk about stuff like that on
Oh,
YouTube. She lied.
that's what it was. She said she learned it on TikTok.
First, no, she said YouTube first. You right?
First,
No, she
why
said
is she 11 on
YouTube.
TikTok?
But then when they looked, they didn't see none of that kind of stuff on TikTok.
Okay. And
That's
so
something
that's all I'm saying.
she got that from yours truly, Carly Lee over there, because um that was a fresh lie. That was a fresh
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay. I know a lie when I looked. I knew the first lie and I knew the second lie. I knew
Right.
she lied and I knew the minute that she told that lie that she was lying. And like I said, every parent know their child.
Yeah.
And whether you
But
want
they
to
say,
believe
you
it or
know
not,
what? Pe- People who don't raise their kids right end up raising
that,
their grandchildren. And so when you don't raise your kids right, you're gonna raise your grandkids. And so
okay?
I advise people
So
get it together.
I'm gonna say
Mm.
that I feel my heart is, I'm not a hard-hearted person, and I'm not throwing the finger out because all of us is one step away from being caught up in some kind of foolish array with the law. Maybe not, but if you're doing right, you don't really have to have that problem. But nowadays, it seems like everything go. So I'm gonna say this though: teach your children to be better so they can do better. Set a good example for your child. And I'm not saying that these parents didn't set a good example. What I am saying is, I'm gonna need y'all to fool around. Y'all come here. Take back the reins in your home. Stop letting these children run everything. You know what? Okay, the 17-year-old who lived with the person that we ain't gonna say, purposely lost their phone privileges, because guess what? If you pay the bill, you don't gotta pay the bill. So she got a phone. She shouldn't have no phone anymore. That she got time to be all on TikTok at 11 years old. I don't care what she's doing. Guess
Do you
what? Your mama
understand
sent you
too?
to school.
She
Your
wouldn't
mom
see a
sent you to
cell
school
phone.
all them years without a phone in your pocket. And I don't understand why the school systems have made it so children, okay, yeah, I understand that y'all all concerned about the violence in the schools and several other shootings that had gone on. I'm not taking nothing away from that. I'm not. But I'm going to say that if your
When I
child
say
has the access of, sitting in the classroom to text, a lot of cyberbullying go on.
yeah,
They texting and talking while the teacher's giving lessons. We've just made everything so
soft.
technical, where you need this technology to do anything, any and everything in life. I mean, in a minute, you even now when you get phone calls from different things, it's a robot calling you, and it's sounding like a person, trying to sound like a person. The person that was gonna call you record something in a voice and then have the robot keep calling you and asking you specific questions. It's crazy because all this AI stuff going on. You guys go ahead and opt in on that. But for me, just give me somebody who got some real flesh and blood skin and who talk for real
Right.
in their lives. I don't want to talk to no robots.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're trying to replace everyone with these all these things that they're putting out here. And people better start waking up and being wise, because you may have a job today, tomorrow you may not, because the robot may have your job.
That's facts. Tis true. Tis true. I would
So
say
I'm gonna
that,
say,
you know,
them young people had too much time on their hands, and most of the time when something like this happens, there's something underlying going on. Now I don't know what was going on with the 11-year-old. I don't know what was going on with Miss Russell, but I am gonna say this: it
she
goes a
just
little
wanted some
bit deeper
attention.
than what the eye is seeing. Okay.
Miss Russell wanted attention from her boyfriend.
Okay.
That's what that was. And the 11-year-old, I think
But I'm
she
gonna
just,
say this: if she comes from a predominant home and family, as I clearly
right.
saw her mama and daddy standing up
Okay.
talking about how she been through this and been through that, I'm gonna go ahead and say it right here. Why is she longing for attention when she got a 2-parent home? Why is she
Right.
chasing behind the boy? Does she
Right.
not know her work?
That's a daddy job. That's a
It's a
daddy
mama
job.
daddy job, both jobs. So has she not been on the level of encouragement? And why is she in a relationship where she is so stuck for attention from this person? See, this is where we have to start early in training our young women how to be women. Because number one, no man should make you feel that you got to put yourself in that kind of predicament to get his attention. He's not worthy of your attention in the first place.
Well, you know, they got different songs that we had. I think we was talking about that today. How you know, these girls when we came up, we had phones. that wooed women, and we was listening to y'all oldies, but goodies. You know what I'm saying? People my age, we was 10 and 11 years old, loving on the whispers and older OJs and everything else. Why? Because they were talking about, they was talking nice to people. They talking nice. They talking nice to you. And
Boys
then
knew how to talk to young
yeah,
ladies. And
and
nowadays,
now
these girls are nowadays what I see in a lot of cases, he don't love me unless he talking bad to me. He don't
now,
love me
but
unless
that's
he
the
ain't doing
thing,
me right.
and that's what their
What
music
the
is
what?
teaching them. That's what their music is teaching them, though.
Mm-hmm.
Child, I can't even repeat it on here because that's how bad it is. For every other word, they'll be bust down this, do this, that, then another. Who raised you? I'm just.
I'm just gonna challenge you young ladies to step up, you know, step it up. I want you
You
to
know,
start looking in the mirror at yourself and encouraging yourself. And if you are not ready to be with yourself, you ain't ready to be with nobody else. If you don't
but
love you, because ain't nobody
what,
gonna love you better than you other than Jesus. And
what
he
was that
died on the cross
song?
for you.
What was that song back in the 90s? Talking about some, I'm not too short, I'm not too tall, I'm not too big, I'm not too small. Talking about, ooh, don't make me start loving myself. With the girl, it was a
Start
black
loving
lady.
yourself.
It was a black girl. She be looking in the mirror, and she was so proud. She was celebrating herself and her skin, her black skin. Child, it was one of my favorite songs, and it just does your spirit good to see stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Even now, you got to always love on your children more because everything in the media and social media tells them that something is wrong with the way they was made. Right down to the
Yeah.
cosmetic surgery commercials.
Yeah. Stop running
Always,
around here trying to fix y'all face. And I'm going on and throw it on out there. Because I clearly understand when Disney had the first black princess. But I'm going to need all of y'all to quit running around here trying to fix your face, putting on all these lashes, trying to look like Barbie, trying to squeeze in your waist and not eating food and sucking in your face and all that stuff. Barbie was a fiction then and she a fiction now.
right. If they already had did back in the day when we was little about Barbie, if she was a real person, she wouldn't be able to stand because her body's not proportionate enough. Her top would not support her bottom
Right.
would
Way
support her
heavy.
top.
Whenever you bought one and you tried to
Yeah,
stand up, she always fell over.
yeah. And they said if she was a real person that with those type of measurements, she would not be a comfortable person. She wouldn't be able to stand up because you remember it was terrible.
So I'm
I
gonna
know.
say, and I don't know, I'm gonna say to each his own, but we got so many girls out here trying to be a black Barbie. Why don't you just be a black woman? Why
Right.
don't
Well,
you just be a black young lady? Why don't you be a beautiful queen that you already are?
okay.
I don't care if you fat, skinny, small, medium size, whatever it is. Trust me, if you
Right.
love it, somebody else love it too. Don't put yourself down. Don't keep trying to change yourself into someone that you're not. I see it all the time. And it only ends to destruction, depression. You have girls who are going through so many different
Surgery.
stages in their life, anorexic, low self-esteem. I need you young ladies to know that you're worth more than that. Even myself at the age I am, and I'm 60 plus. Okay, we ain't gonna say too many plus. But when I first started getting out of that size 14, I'm gonna say 14. Y'all know I'm lying, so I'm gonna say 16. Okay, true. When I was getting
Yeah.
up out of that size 16, it was bothering me because I was like, I was asking my husband, I think I'm just getting too big. I think my weight won't do something right. And I was
Mm-hmm.
eating, I was doing everything that I needed to do, but the body wasn't changing. He was like, well, I ain't never said I ain't like it. I
Mm-hmm.
had to start like it.
Right, but it's
So
for
I could
you.
quit trying to change it into something that it wasn't gonna be. Because
Right,
as the
it's for
wheels of
it's
time go,
yeah. Yeah.
Your body is going to go through some different changes and
Gravity
different
take over.
stages in life.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be able to accept those changes and the stages that go along. You know, my hair might get a little thin on the edges. You know, my butt might get a little round at the back. Who knows? You know, gain a little weight up top or something. But you never know. It's nature. It's natural for your body to change. So quit trying to shape yourself into something that you're not. Love what God gave you and work with it. Beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. And when you look at yourself, do you see beauty? Because if you say I'm ugly, then you invite other people to say it too.
Yeah, please.
So,
I know I'm fine. I've been fine since conception. I don't know what nobody told me.
okay, so be encouraged, ladies. And I didn't mean to sound too harsh tonight, but I do want y'all mothers and parents to start stepping it up when you come to your children. And it does take a village to raise children because back in the day, everybody helped out. But these days, right now, and this foolishness that's going on, stop calling law enforcement doing foolish stuff because somebody out there really is crying wolf and really do need that assistance that you have pulled away and those resources. Now, during that time, while they was doing those fake runs, the statistics, and I'm going to look it up because I can't remember the number right now, of how many people do actually become kidnapped in a matter of an hour every day. Okay, while we're doing this, I'm going to look that up. Okay, go ahead.
Especially black and brown children. Black and brown children, they come up missing the most. They are underreported. And sometimes it's because, they just don't believe that, they're missing. I mean, because to the world, it would seem like our children run away all the time, which we know that's not true. Because we know that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Rarely, that's so not true. I mean, our kids don't be running away because where they gonna run to? It's dangerous out there. It's dangerous in the house. It's dangerous outside the house. They can't take a nap and be resting. And another thing is, where's these people getting to call the police to their house? What in the world is wrong with these people? You don't be seeing law enforcement unless it's a true emergency. Is the house burning down? Things like that. What is going on? Is somebody really, really hurt? Why is y'all just calling and playing on these police phones? You remember back in the day when we was little, you called 911 on accident, they call you right back. Well, what you want? You know what I'm saying? They call you right back on the phone. What you doing? That's how, you remember that?
I was just
Yeah,
thinking the
well,
other day when they say like you can get a cell phone that don't work. If the cell phone ain't got no service, no nothing, and you can call 911. You can't call nobody else, but you can call 911 from it.
Every time.
So I want to say this. I want to say this before we get into it. And Mel, I'm gonna let you have the floor in a minute with your cousin. Because I said I was going to provide this statistically. Okay, 1,260 kids are reported missing per day in the United States. So when you pull that little prank, how many people didn't get looked for? All right, go ahead.
That's a lot of people. So what's the topic?
We had school choice. We had these kids playing on these phones. What was the other one? Oh, help me. Y'all know that.
School of choice, like you get the kids you get to decide what school the kid go to.
Yeah, we've always had it coming up in Michigan. We can go where we want to go.
And then they stopped it, and then they just started it back in Michigan.
Right.
They stopped it for a long time, but now since they went to closing down, like they closed down my elementary school, King School. They closed down Glendale. They closed down Roosevelt. Roosevelt is apartments now, but they actually tore Glendale down. Lindbergh just caught on fire like a couple weeks ago, and King
Oh,
was
wow.
closed down, and then King had a math program they still was doing, but then they shut that down. So they ain't doing none with King. A lot of the downtown schools is closed down, but Moon School is still going around. So now you got people that's staying like South Heights or East Park, Maryland, which is the projects or whatever. Now they going
Uh-huh.
way out to like Buffton, Oak Ridge, Orchard View, and things of that nature.
And all of that is
Um,
to get, because you know why? Because for everybody who come from the areas that you just named, they get more money for them to come to that school.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
You know, they acting like they doing them a favor to come out there, but no, really, it's their parents couldn't afford to pay the taxes for that school, so now they need to shut down the downtown and high school so that they can get kids who like are underneath the median of income to come out there, so they can get more money from the government and the state to put into their schools. Oh yeah,
I
it's
think
a
they
hustle.
started shutting the schools down once they when they rebuilt that. Well, I ain't gonna say rebuilt, when they built the new county jail. They did
Oh,
all that money for that, and then they went to shutting down all these schools. Like, why would you shut down some schools and education to
because if
build
they don't
something?
give them education, they can surely send them to jail.
Exactly,
That's
exactly.
called the prison
So
pipeline. So
yeah.
if they cut off their communication, and you know what I'm saying, like I was telling mom, you don't never see, um, you don't see out there in the more upper income schools, you don't see army recruiters out there in their hallways. You only see them in schools where kids were like a lower median income. You only see them there in their schools. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Then
their
you got to
choice if they
think,
want to go to college.
Muskegon had a pool, but Heights didn't have no pool. And then when they
Right.
did had a pool, that was before our time. That was like the 60s or the 70s, and they had a
Let me
pool.
give
And
you one
then
better.
by the time we started going to school, we didn't have no pool. I
Cousin.
didn't do
Hey
swimming
cousin.
until I went to Muskegon.
Hey cousin. Let me tell you
Yes.
something. Every school, every middle school and high school in Muskegon has a swimming pool. I have never, since middle school, not had a swimming pool in my school.
See, but in the Heights, we didn't get that. You had to
Yeah,
go
that's what I'm saying.
downtown to get gym class to go swimming and take
Yeah,
that class. We didn't have that in the Heights.
yeah, they yeah, and
And
that's what they, you
Muskegon and
know,
Muskegon
yeah,
Heights Middle never had a pool to my knowledge. You
yeah.
know, they had a
Every
boys gym and
Let
a
me
girls
tell you
gym.
something. So let me tell you something, both of you, about Muskegon High School. Um, Muskegon Heights Middle School and High School probably could have trained a lot of
you talking soft again. What you say?
um because the gym courses in the middle school and hikes before, yeah, you guys were in school
Huh?
are, in order for us to even pass physical education, you had to know how to do the trampoline, the balancing beam. They had the traveling rings hanging from the ceilings. There was a whole routine that you had to know in order to pass PE. You had to be physically trained and physically fit. And back then, when we had those green gym suits, because we used to have to wear gym suits, they snapped up in the front. But they taught you gymnastics. That's what Muskegon Heights Gym did. They didn't have a pool, but they sure taught you gymnastics. Muskegon School brought up a lot of the swimmers because they had swimming pools. But they didn't teach what the Heights was teaching when it came to the gymnastic part. And so the Muskegon Heights children felt they were being cut out or deprived because they didn't have a swimming pool. But y'all know we don't like to get out here wet no way. And we was
I
5 minutes from the
but
beach.
they also had like drama class and all of that. We didn't have that in the Heights. You know, like what was the guy, Tim Allen? You know, his brother was a teacher at
Oh yeah, he was my
Muskegon.
teacher. Oh, he was
You
my
know,
teacher.
so we didn't
Yeah.
have those advantages in the heights. Then now they done redid the Heights High School. They might got it now, I don't know. But then lately I've been seeing that even the shortage on teachers. Teachers ain't working with the students like they used to when we was coming up, you know. So it's just
Well,
like
it was
it's
a sad
totally
case.
different.
Their
And the only
whole
thing
graduation.
separating is the tracks, and the tracks is gone now. They done took the
Oh
tracks
wow.
up. Then they out of like I'm 45. Peck and Sanford, when you get across Hackley, it was a one-way. Now it's a two-way now. So you like
Mm-hmm.
even right now, no matter how long you've been driving on that street, when you get on that street and you see the car, you be like, what is this car? Oh yeah, they made this into a two-way.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of different advantages that downtown schools, which a lot of people, I don't know why is it called downtown when you're going down there, you're actually going north. You know, when you downtown, you
Y'all
actually
up
going north.
now.
So you know what I'm saying? Like that would be uptown to me. You know, if you literally look at everything, because people like, oh, how could you? I say, man, listen, if you get in the car and the GPS is telling you when you coming from the Coop going towards the, K Discount or going towards Mona Lake, it says south. When you get to
Yeah.
going past that and going downtown, what has been called forever, it says north. And it makes sense because then once you get past the county building and all of that, you're going to North Muskegon. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't even look at it like that to this day. No matter how intelligent they is or anything, it's like they don't consider
They
it to be
treat
like
North
that.
Muskegon and Muskegon Heights like three different cities. That's
Yeah,
the divide.
Roosevelt Park, Northern
You know what I'm
Shores,
saying? They
Freeport.
treat all of it like it's three different cities, and it's really
Mm-hmm.
one whole city. And that's just bananas to me. I've always been like, wait a minute.
Look at Roosevelt Park and Northern Shores. They right there, just like downtown in the Heights. But all of
Yeah.
that is still considered to be Muskegon. Fruitport. When you go out by the
And
new
guess
mall,
what?
that's Northern Shores.
Yeah.
You be like, how is that Northern Shores when Northern Shores is on the other side? It's going
Hmm.
more west. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's real crazy.
They claim what they want to have. I've
What
went
was
to
the other
school in
topic?
all of
Right.
those. Look, I done went to school in all the systems. So I'm gonna tell you right now,
Absolutely.
I went to school in
Absolutely.
all of them systems. Every last system you name, I've been to
Absolutely.
school with. And I'm gonna tell you right now, um, it all depends on the teachers. I did have Tim Allen's brother for my ninth grade drama teacher. It wasn't. I could have learned some more.
I passed, and I still can't swim to this day. But I passed that at Muskegon when I did go for that little semester, and that was because of the life jacket and the little floaties you put on your arm and the flippers. If I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't have passed. And I still can't swim today. And you can't pay me to go get in no water right now. If I got a significant
Uh,
other, say, oh yeah, let's go to the beach. Okay, I'm gonna
look,
be up here by the parking lot. I can't get in that water. I can't help you. So if you drown, I'm sorry.
look. I do
I can't
believe they
swim.
made. I do believe they made a song for people like us, cousin. It's called what is it?
Huh?
Never learn to swim. Can't catch the rhythm of the stroke.
I can't catch the I can't. It's over.
Why should I hold my breath?
What y'all know about the aqua boogie?
I can't. I can't. I'm the aqua boogie right there. I had swimming lessons. I went to I had swimming lessons in seventh and eighth grade. With what was the gym teacher name? Mr. Black man. Black man.
At what school?
It was at Bunker. It was Mr.
Oh, I wouldn't
I
know it.
can't
I
think of
wouldn't
his
know.
name. He was so managed though. But oh my God, Tony, stop
I
calling.
do have some good news.
All right. Can we
What?
share it over here?
I mean, yeah, I can. I mean, it's a little off topic, but it's still good news. It's great
It's
news,
always on
actually.
topic when it's good news. Hallelujah.
All right.
That's
Well,
right.
to start my day off with my good news, by the grace of God, I had an interview today at McDonald's, and
Hey,
Yes. Throw your hand up in the air.
I put in for
All
a crew
right.
member position, but they're going to train me to be a manager.
that's what's up.
So
Awesome.
that's a good thing. On top of that, my
Yeah.
Aunt Nita, our Aunt Nita, she had 3 boys and 5 girls. the girls from the oldest on down, from 27 on down, ain't nobody in the family been able to find them, and we just found them. And Chris and Duncan was able. We all was on this video chat today on Zoom, and so it was like Lil Velma,
No.
Misty, and Tizzy. But Tizzy and Lil Velma name has changed, so that's why it was hard to find them. So Lil Velma name is Vanessa now, and Tissa name is
Oh,
Trish. So we
Oh,
found them.
wow.
Yes, I got their info. I'm gonna have to add you to the family group chat.
yes.
They supposed to be going to Muskegon from the 17th to the 20th. They're gonna meet up at Bebe house so Duncan and Chris and all of them can meet up, and because like they got family on their mom and dad side in Muskegon. Two of the girls is still in Muskegon. That's Misty and Trish. Trisha is in Jackson, Michigan. Misty is in Whitehall. Lil Velma is in Colorado, but she gonna fly in, and then her dad's sisters, all of them, they gonna meet up at Bebe house. And so yeah, that's the good news for today for me.
All
Blessing
right now.
to find our first cousins.
I thank you for sharing that good news because that truly was. That's a good note right there. All of it. Working
Yes.
man. I'm gonna go ahead and call it out. Yes.
Hey.
And lovely that hopefully they'll video and can throw some videos up and into the video when they get there. I know they've grown into some beautiful young women, and
Yeah.
it's great that
27,
you all were able to
25, and
locate. It's
24.
always
27, 25, and 24.
Yeah. And then Sierra is probably like 23, 22 or something like that. And then the last baby, we can't, nobody really knows what her name is. I think it started with a K, but Bebe told them today that Rhonda has been in contact with her adoptive parents, and she's going to reach out to their adoptive parents to see if she's willing to meet, the rest of her siblings and family, as aside from that. Now,
Oh, that's
four of the
lovely.
girls never got broken up, which was Lil Velma,
Tizzy.
Trish, Misty, and Sierra. Sierra
Uh-huh.
has Down syndrome and some other physical attributes that's going on, but they never got separated. And then the baby girl is the one that they don't really know what she looked like or where she's been at, but I guess
Oh,
she
we
must
know
be in
what she look
Muskegon.
like. No.
No, because she was like the last little baby. Only ones would probably know would have been probably like Aunt Velma.
No, I'm saying she probably look like a Carter. What you talking?
Right. So yeah,
oh,
I
this
got
is
some
so
pictures.
great.
I got some pictures of the first three that I can send y'all.
Mhm.
They're all.
Yeah,
Lil Velma
inbox
has
them.
one child. Yeah. Lil Velma has one. She has a daughter. I think her daughter is like
Okay.
2 or 3. She's beautiful. So yeah,
Yeah.
Chris and Duncan, they
Yeah,
ecstatic about it.
inbox them. We don't want to have all their stuff over here on the YouTube
Oh
out
no, I'm
live,
not
but
gonna
it's
put it on here.
always
That's why I'm saying I'm gonna send y'all separately. Yeah. Yeah.
it's always great when you can locate family and then answer questions that might need to be answered.
And that's
That's
probably
awesome.
a relief
The
off
good
of
thing about it was we wasn't the only ones just looking for them. They was actually trying to find us. And so
Mm-hmm.
their sister on their dad's side, she's the one that originally she reached out to me some years back. And then I put her in contact with Bebe and Chris and Duncan. And we was all trying to put our heads together and figure it out. And then she went an extra step and did the DNA thing, and come to find out,
Mm-hmm.
Misty and Misty, the one that reached out to her first. They did the DNA thing, and then that's how we got connected. So like that was a
That is
blessing
so
right there. And then
awesome.
that's
she got so many
awesome.
siblings on their dad's side.
Well,
Yeah.
that is awesome sauce. Because let me tell you,
Yes, all y'all
congratulations
first
on
cousins.
your
Y'all
interview.
all first cousins.
Well, first cousins, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations on your interview. He
That's
gonna be in charge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in charge of fries, you know.
Right now,
And
I'm
sooner or
watching
later, they're
11.
gonna move you over
I'm
to
gonna be like that
Saturday.
lunch lady. I'm gonna be like that lunch lady at school. Beans on the north.
Ah,
That's all right, nephew. Do that
dude, you know
thing
how much
too.
money they get paid at McDonald's? Don't play with me. They wouldn't even let Scooty in. I'm mad.
Man, listen, y'all know I'm pro family,
Absolutely.
so I'm glad to connect with my family. I gotta find y'all. I gotta know who mine is.
Mhm.
I
Amen.
got to.
Awesome. I'm so glad, y'all. And I'm gonna say, it's been a pleasure tonight. Y'all know we're gonna wrap up in about 10 minutes.
I apologize for missing. We had a little thing where I had to go tighten up some stuff. We had some company coming over for my little cousin.
That's
Well, my
all
little
right.
cousin's dad was coming. So yeah.
You all right,
That's
Sam?
all right. We can just checking that out. So that's all cool. And I'm just really glad that we were able to communicate tonight. We touched in on some of that stuff about them fake calls with, the Russell girl and then the 11-year-old on the
11-year-old.
TikTok.
What happened with
And
the
then the
11-year-old
girl
on
that had been
TikTok?
missing. And then this girl that had been missing for 4 years that showed up at the police station. Um,
So yeah, I
Oh, the
missed
anyway,
little
quite a
girl,
few.
the
What happened with the
11-year-old.
girl on TikTok?
The 11-year-old decided she was gonna call the police the other day and tell them that she was on the highway. She had just saw her 14-year-old friend get kidnapped, and that she was behind them in the car, riding on the highway, riding in a blue Jeep. And they have dispatched 3 different law enforcement agencies, plus a helicopter and SWAT team and everything else, in order to going after this girl that never happened. And they ended up pinging the girl's phone, find out the little girl's at home with her mama. So all of the police officers and the SWAT showed up to her mama house, knocked on the door. And she in there talking about some, she was just, what was, if she saw it on YouTube and this, that, you lying. You ain't seen that on no YouTube. Who put that on YouTube? YouTube know they the police. They ain't gonna sit up there and let that happen.
Man,
Yeah,
they got
so
their 5 minutes of fame.
So
That's
they,
sad.
oh no, they put her in cuffs. So she was talking about, it was just. He said, well, I used a lot of resources, so he put her in cuffs and they took her down to the juvenile detention center so she could get the full experience. Oh no, she got charged with a felony, mom. That 11-year-old, she got charged with a felony.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna
Well,
tell you,
she's
they're not
11,
playing
so
with these kids.
it's probably gonna get sealed, or it's probably not gonna show up later in her life. But
If she get her life
just
together, if
that's
she doing,
it's out here
yeah,
on social media, so it's like you're gonna always live it. You're never
yep,
gonna live it down. You're gonna always live it.
yep. But yeah, so that's why we said that, they hadn't charged the Carly girl, but no way they're gonna put a little they gonna put a Caucasian little girl in cuffs on TV, and you don't think that you in Alabama ain't finna go to jail? Oh, you going to jail? Charges coming soon with the girl.
Oh,
He
she got 2 years.
Really
Get
pending.
on the game. Yeah, they gave her 2 years. They said 2 years, a $6,000 fine.
Carly.
Yeah, they announced that today.
Oh,
Oh wow. Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, she
Yeah.
broke into the big leagues with that. That wasn't even a black people lie. Why you do that, ma'am?
I don't know, but a lie shouldn't have color on it. Okay, I'm just gonna say a lie is
It
a
shouldn't, but
doggone lie.
it shouldn't. But we used to could
Your
tell who did
cousin.
what according to the crime. You know what I'm saying? We used to could
Right,
tell, and back
right.
then we didn't know what we was dealing with when we first heard the name. You know what I'm saying? It could have been. But then when I see the picture, I was like, oh, she guilty. Oh yeah,
Oh,
she
she
is. She
guilty
lying.
now. Just
She lying.
automatic, she
Well,
guilty.
I think 5 minutes after they started and sent the police home, that we put a video up and said all of this is not true because
That's a
none
lie.
of it fit.
And the
I
lie
don't know. They
detector
could just
turned.
put us on investigative salary and we'll gladly take it because we called that
Right,
off the top. And then it wouldn't have been no more embarrassment. Y'all just could have went over there and had to talk with her parents and
right,
called her out on the spot. And then,
right.
and then everybody had a nice day. And
They
they
could
could
have
have
just
paid the
let
police officer.
right, Mama. They need to have a black people delegation of all black women. Do this sound like the truth
That's
to
what I
y'all?
feel.
Run it
That's what
by
I
us.
feel. Y'all need to just go on ahead and hire us to go ahead and be your eyes and ears. Cause let me tell you something, I can spotlight when I see one. And
Man.
when I hear one too. and all of that from the very first day. And I heard it over the news, and I told my husband, I walked right on back in the room. I said, "Baby, ain't none of that true. Ain't none of that true. Ain't none
We
of that
don't
true."
stop on the side
I
of
am
no
a
road.
mother with a teenager and a 20-year-old. I got 40-year-olds now, but
We
we
you chose
already been
violence
down
right
that road. Y'all already know we know our children. So, and I was just disappointed that a mom and daddy was sitting there sticking to that lie when you know your child better than anybody, and you know when your child lying. Let me tell you something. My daughter got a telltale sign when she tell her half the truth, and I don't even
When
tell
she
her what
telling
it
half
is,
the
but I
truth,
know what it is.
she gotta tell us something when she telling half the truth.
She got a telltale sign when she tell her half the truth. And all
First
the
of all,
years
can
I've
I
been
tell
watching her, I knew exactly what it is.
can I tell my story? First of all, can I
Yeah,
tell my
tell your
story?
story. Tell your story.
Can I tell my story? Sometimes I
Tell
don't
your
be wanting,
story.
sometimes I don't be wanting to let people know I showed out because people be starting stuff with me and that don't be my fault. That's all. That's all I got to say.
She tell
People
on
be starting
herself,
stuff and it
yeah,
ain't your
yeah.
fault.
Right.
It's
Right.
your story. You sticking to it, huh, cuz?
That's it. That's all. That's it. That's
That's it.
all.
That's all.
and,
Bedeep. That's all,
and
folks.
so, and you know, being parents, you know when your kids ain't telling the truth, point blank. I don't care how they
Especially
try to stretch it
if you
out.
pay attention
You
to
know,
your child, you definitely know.
Yeah.
You definitely
you
know.
know.
All you gotta do,
So,
you gotta
so
ask.
let's
You
not
get,
keep on beating around the bush and trying to hang on to that. Because they had to just went on here to end that from day one. Because you know what your child will won't do, and you already know that none of that sound right. So you already should have checkmate your child on that lie instead of letting it continue on with the police still around here looking for some fictitious child and all this
here-
other stuff. See,
here's
all
how
of
much
that
we
could have
knew.
been this done.
Here's how much we knew she was lying. Good Morning America didn't call her.
Okay.
The Today Show called her. Okay, we're not doing this. If ABC
Say Good
don't call
Morning
you,
America did call.
right? If Robin Roberts did not call you, trust and believe it ain't true.
They
That's
already
If
sad,
did
him,
ain't it?
homework.
right, right, it ain't
Yeah,
true.
they
You
done
ain't over
homework
there.
already.
Yeah, Today
Yeah,
Show. Yeah, the Today Show. They needed some stories, but they tried to jump on that
yeah,
first. If
yeah.
ABC didn't call you, it ain't true. Because they got too many black people on their staff to be believing it.
So
You say
y'all just
Al
got to
Roper need to
start
call.
paying attention.
Right.
Yeah. So like we said, just start paying more attention to your children. And
Pay
stop letting
attention.
them get out here on the limb so far that you can't reel them back in. That was one of my takeaways for y'all tonight. Pay more attention to your kids, grown and teenagers or small children. Just pay more attention to your children.
And see, that's
Um,
the thing
and
with
stop
parents
indulging them
nowadays.
in their wrong.
They pay more attention to social media than they do their kids. So
Facts.
you liable to be a parent, and the only way you know your kid is in some bull crap is because you was on Facebook or you was on TikTok. How you not
Yeah.
paying attention to
You better
your
do
kid?
what
Your
you got
kid
to
just
do.
slept in the same house with you and just left you. Like I know this young lady I went to school with, grew up with her, and sad to
Mm-hmm.
say, and Lord forgive, but her son was, had got murdered or whatnot. And he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
this type of person. He wasn't that. He was, listen, lady, I love you because I know you and we got a lot of history. But your son, you knew who your son was hanging with. So if your
Mm-hmm.
son was hanging with these guys and these guys was living this type of lifestyle, the way that he was, and Lord forbid, the way he was killed,
Mm-hmm.
that let you know what type of lifestyle he was in. And now you bashing people and saying, oh, well, you should tell this or you should tell that. Yeah, they probably should. They probably, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But the people that you're talking about should tell live by a different code. They live by the street code. So they like, I shouldn't have to say anything, you know. But your kid was out
Yeah.
here with my nephew or my cousin or my son, and this is the life that he was in. You got to pray to God and ask that, give you understanding and see that it is from what it is. He was in this type of life.
He played the
And the
reindeer
person
game. He
that
got the
did,
reindeer
whether
prize.
his homies did what they did, he probably was rocking with them when they did what they did for this person to come do what he did to them. You know, you
All right.
don't paint that picture. You know, you gotta accept it for what it is. You know,
Right.
me personally, I don't care how old my kids get, they still gonna be my babies. You
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
know, I always address them as my babies.
I mean, your
So,
business.
like, if
So
I'm
you
talking to
guys,
somebody and they got
y'all,
grown kids,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be
Right.
like, "How your babies doing?" They be like, "They ain't babies, they grown. They still your babies." Don't let it
Fact.
be where they in prison or they in the grave and then you, oh, my baby. No, they always been your baby. They just adults now, but they always going to be your
They
babies.
always
And if
gonna
you're
be
not
my
aware
baby.
of what's going on in their lives, that's something that, like, come on now.
Yeah. That's what I always say. When people get up there, I don't know what happened to Actor, but I know this. No, you can't let your child live by one set of rules when you know they out there in the street. And then when the street games pay out the street prizes, now you upset. No, 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 we don't switch the sides. You keep that energy.
Right, right.
You keep that energy because you
That,
know what I'm
that's because
saying. You want to roll
and
like
they don't went from being a parent to being a friend. You listen.
being a friend.
Like a couple weeks ago when we did the podcast, like I was telling Auntie and Armand, like my mom, I didn't realize that my mom was my friend until I got older. My
Right.
mom didn't treat me like she was my friend growing up. No, she was my mom. My dad was my dad. My dad is my best friend right now. My mom is my best friend right now. And I didn't learn that until later on in life. You know what I'm saying? They never treated me like I was a friend. But you got to think that
Right.
was our first friend, from
That's
the
true.
womb until now. And we didn't look at it like that. We think, oh, the next door neighbor or the kid up the street, oh yeah, that's
Right.
my friend. Yeah, to an extent, that was your friend. But your
Mhm.
mom and your dad was your first friend before anything. They just didn't treat you as such. They
Right.
you knew that was mom, that was dad.
Of respect.
Nowadays, the parents say, oh yeah, these kids can shut up, mom. Or shut up,
I don't
dad.
play
I hate
that.
to say it, we
Mess
don't got
up the
black kids that kill their parents like that. It'd be in the, Lord forbid it, but it'd be in the white, families where the kids, oh, mom, shut up. And then they want to go shoot up the schools or they kill their mom and their dad. We didn't have that growing up. Not in the
thing.
black community.
What they say? What is mama over there doing? She doing something else? Or here she come. I knew she was finna shut it down. So I'm
Oh,
trying to find her
she's
to
shutting
get
it
back
down.
on here. Well, she's trying to get
y'all know
back
I'm
on.
laughing because y'all know I
Okay.
kicked myself out of my own studio.
I saw you. I saw you kick that. I saw you. I saw you when
Hey,
you
I,
kicked.
I,
I
I
kicked
thought you
myself
just, I
out of
thought
my
you
own
clicked off and
studio.
left it to me and Rose. I thought me and Rose was finna take over.
We was look. We
Y'all
was so
should have, y'all knew I had accidentally kicked myself out of my own studio.
y'all
Man,
know. Look, y'all know I
All
done
right,
got it.
y'all.
it's time to
That
go.
means it's
Time
time
to
to
go.
wrap it
She,
up.
you so silly. Time to go. It sure is
Time to
nice
Yeah,
go.
to see you two
it's
together
time to
again.
wrap it up.
Yes, it's very nice to see y'all.
Oh, and
Kicked myself out
I
of
do
my
want
own studio.
to say about last week. I had to call to apologize, Sister Trudy, and Mel. I want to say, Melly, when my mama say I needed my medication, she wasn't joking. I really need my meds, and I'm going right back into
I didn't I
solitude.
didn't make it last week. I don't know what I was. I don't know what I
Well, the
was on.
week
I think I
before
was
last,
on a group chat or something.
the week before last.
Oh,
But
you was
anyway,
on the conversation week before last.
Oh,
yeah,
with our
You know
mind.
when Miss Trudy,
yeah,
when
Yeah,
Miss
she
Trudy
jumped
was
out. Yeah,
online,
she left the studio.
yeah. I had, yeah. I still ain't have a med,
remember
so I'm
your cousin when your cousin abruptly told her to shut up. Did you hear
Oh yeah, when she
I didn't
told
know.
the
that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So let me tell. So let me say this to the parents, okay? Because I'm gonna
Mhm.
come on back over here again. Who got these kids out here doing anything? Now, understand, y'all just heard our co-host when she said she called Miss Trudy and apologized because you know the kind of mama she got. I had took off my belt and I was getting ready to go over there and give her a book. Okay? Cause she in her 40s and she still don't disrespect her elders. And she knew that. And she, in her heart of hearts, she apologized to Miss Judy. And I'm just grateful to God that she raised right like that. Okay, y'all.
Right, right,
Um,
right, right.
she grown, but she had enough respect to call Miss Judy and apologize to her. And that's
Right,
all I'm
right.
saying is that if we, put a little more effort into your children. I don't care if they're young or old, it ain't never too late to teach your children the basic principles that the good Lord has told us to teach them.
Right.
Your children should not walk around respect or disrespecting their elders. I don't care what the predicament is. We used to have a drunk on the street or whatever, but we better not have been running around in his face calling him no drunk, and your mama heard about it or your neighbor heard about it. You didn't
Or
do
the
things
village was
like
gonna
that.
get you.
And so
The
y'all both
village is
know
what
y'all came
raised
from
us.
the same branch.
Uh-huh.
The
The
village is
village,
what
yeah, the
raised us.
village
So the
Mhm.
village was gonna get you.
all the way home.
That's
Yeah.
right. You're gonna get it all the way home. So I want to say, I want to say, I appreciate everything that, I love both of y'all because we got my nephew here and my daughter, and I thank God because they from the same branch. And I thank God for raising them in adoration to be able to respect their elders. Um, and they know, there's a line they ain't gonna cross. Of course, my nephew, he done practiced a few violations in his life. But guess what? As he's gotten older, he's learned the consequences to the action. So
I
we'll
learned at
do
an
an
early
action.
age.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
I
And
learned at an
so,
early age.
you
I
train
don't
your
like butt
child
whoopings.
in the way to go. Yeah, he just, chose he want to get a little hard headed, y'all. So he had to get a little pat. But he all right. And I just want to say I'm thankful
By
to
the
y'all
grace of
because y'all could
God.
be anywhere else.
Amen.
I'm
By
just
the
so
grace of
grateful for
God.
y'all coming on the show, spending that time. How hot is it down there in Fort Worth?
It is 100 degrees. Let me
Oh,
see.
Jesus.
It was
Woo!
100.
And
I think I just got another
Mhm.
notification though. Let me
What it
see.
say? Hot.
oh my goodness.
It says,
Keep rolling. So guys,
oh, okay.
I'm gonna need
It's
y'all, y'all
98.
go ahead, do a little
98.
takeaway, and we gonna
Oh,
get on
Yeah,
out of
it's
here
takeaway.
because
98
it's
right now.
8:30.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm
98.
sorry. All right. Yeah, I got some of um my nursing staff calling me anyway. Okay, so I'll share. I love all of y'all. I thank y'all so much for allowing me on here. Thank y'all so much for the peace that passes all understanding. Thank y'all for everybody. Good spirits. Thank you, Cousin Mel, for the good news. On all points. Shout out to my cousins, long lost. Well, not long lost. They knew where they was the whole time. We just didn't know. But
Right.
Right.
also celebrating for my cousins Duncan and them, so that way, you know what I'm saying. It's one thing to not know where your parents are, but it's another thing to not know where your siblings are because they are your first loves. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Y'all close. I got brothers, and I don't care as long as I know where my brother at. I don't have to talk to you long, but I need to know where you at. So, um,
Right.
I just want to give shout outs, and I'm looking forward to seeing them videos of that reunion. And to my mama, I love you to life. Um, we tell you
I love
something.
you too.
And I had just woke up when we did this thing, probably about 7 minutes before, because I had ate some tater salad and something else delicious. And I just want to say thank y'all so much for the conversations and the topics and the good pointers. And I want you to know there was a couple of young people in here listening. Um, so much love. And that's it for me.
All right. Awesome.
Um,
Thank you.
I
I'm
want
so
to thank the
grateful.
world,
Mel, you got to take away?
everybody. Thank the world. I want to thank everybody in my family. I'm blessed. I'm thankful for all the blessings that happened today. Praises go up, blessings come down. Um, I'm thankful for this pod show. It's giving me a voice, it's giving me a platform. Like you said, it's 100% real talk. So I'm loving that. I'm always thankful for my Aunt Joyce and my cousin Rose. It's a beautiful thing to be able to converse with
No, we
y'all,
love you.
and I get to see the world through y'all eyes. So it's like I'm thankful for that.
Cousin Mel,
I,
I want to say that you better watch yourself because I have had to call off a few dogs from people trying to talk. Who that on the screen? Mind your business and stay in
What
your
happened?
own lane.
Wait, some ladies?
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that. Don't
Hey,
worry about
tell the
that.
ladies, hey, yeah, I'm cousin Mel.
I'll send the good ones your way. Don't worry about that. Just
And every last one of them.
okay,
Ain't
y'all.
nothing
I
wrong with
guess
being friends.
no, no.
we'll
Ain't
have
nothing
to
wrong with being
we'll have to
friends.
have one of those topics. We'll have to have one of those topics for y'all singles to be able to express yourselves.
I've been single for quite some time now. I need a friend.
He's so silly.
I got a
You
friend
alright?
in Jesus, but I need another friend.
You alright? Settle down.
Oh Lord. All right,
Concentrate
y'all.
on your
Y'all
job.
heard me threw it out there. Y'all know that what this is. It's real talk. I can't wait to come
Real
back with
talk.
young folks next week. You all have a great weekend and be blessed. And we just hope that something said here, word given that not only will encourage you not only to do better, but to be better and do better. So we thank y'all for listening and signing in with us. And we will see you next week, 7 o'clock on the dot, next week, Friday, for Real Talk 100. I'm Joyce Spencerman signing off. My co-host, Betty Bell, and my co-host, Miss Rosemary Carter. You guys have a great night. Love y'all. Can't wait
Love you
to
more,
see the
Auntie.
family. All right. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.
Y'all take care. All right.
Okay.